Dr. Abdelaziz Aluwaisheg, who is the GCC Assistant Secretary General for Political and Negotiation Affairs, did a briefing at AGSIW on the current status of the GCC and GCC-U.S. relations.
The main challenges that we face today, countering terrorism, countering Iranian destabilizing activities, managing the economic transformation from oil dependency to more diversified economies. All of these reasons, all of these factors make another GCC summit, GCC-U.S. summit, important. And I believe it will take place in the near future. What is under discussion is not whether or now, but it really is the timing, the agenda, because there is so much work that needs to be done. We established through the previous 3 summits 7 working groups. Those working groups hopefully will be meeting in the next few weeks to prepare the way for the summit so that they will have practical recommendations that the leaders could look at and hopefully adopt. We need to coordinate our fiscal policies or monetary policies. We have now established a mechanism whereby the Secretary of the Treasury meets with our finance ministers once a year at least. They will meet hopefully in November.
I think it's very interesting that yet again the potential for an annual summit is being explored at a very high level. I mean, first of all, it was a breakthrough for the GCC countries to get the Obama administration to commit the United States to annual presidential level summits with the United States. Not many U.S. allies around the world have that commitment to an annual face-to-face meeting with the president at an institutional level. So it was a big breakthrough for them. But since the Qatar crisis emerged, the complication has been that to bring all the heads of state or foreign ministers together with the U.S. president would indicate a degree of reconciliation, a degree of resolution to the crisis that hasn't been accomplished yet. And so I think particularly the boycotting countries, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain, have been hesitant to do that. But what may happen is that that issue may be sort of put off the table or off to the side, and that this could happen without a resolution, so that you would look at trade issues and military issues and other kinds of extant projects, especially counterterrorism, terrorism financing, maritime security and interdiction, cyber security, a range of things that can be dealt with usefully through existing working groups and other new formations between the U.S. and the GCC. And I think also there is a potential for progress on regional trade between the United States and the region without resolving this conflict necessarily, or finding ways to work around it. So all of that is on the table. And finally, the Trump administration continues to think and speak in terms of the development of an Arab NATO or a new Arab military alliance that can really augment American power and take over from where U.S. Special Forces or other American troops may be operating under the rubric of burden sharing. And I think there is a sense that the GCC would be an ideal, or at least a very good fulcrum for that kind of an effort. I think ultimately the interest in the GCC countries is to maintain the close relationship with Washington and reaffirm the GCC-U.S. relationship as well as the bilateral relationships, and make sure that the GCC continues to be a viable long-term entity that's useful to them. I think for the United States, what they would like is to push for to use the potential summit as a way of bringing the parties closer together.